Hi guys, and welcome back to another Colors Original. I'm going to be schooling you guys on the art of how to dress better. Every few years as we evolve, we always look back at our pictures from 5 years ago and we always cringe at how we dress. So how can your style evolve to a point where you're not looking back at it every few years and cringing? So the first thing I want to talk about is take inspiration from alternative sources. A lot of people get their inspiration from the same handful of people. If you're monitoring celebrities or Instagram models, that's cool, let's do that. But try to branch out. These girls are probably being styled by their stylist, and their stylists are getting inspiration from these sources that I'm gonna tell you. You could look at a lot of vintage archival ads. There's a page on Instagram that kind of documents archival pieces. It's called One of a Kind Archive, so definitely go check them out. You could look at photographs kind of documenting rural people that haven't been influenced by mainstream media. Look at how they dress and try to find resonance in that. Look at a lot of stylists. Stylists are the unspoken hidden gems of the fashion world. Look at artwork, look at theater. Number 2, wear silhouettes that lengthen the body. A way to do this would be to wear clothing that is looser on the bottom and a little bit more structured on the top. It makes you look taller, it makes you look slimmer. Also make sure when you are looking at pants, the pants fit a little bit below your ankle. Avoid ripped, distressed, skinny jeans. Stay away from skinny jeans. I hate skinny jeans with a passion. Unless you're going for that very punk aesthetic or Japanese biker aesthetic, then embrace it. Skinny jeans don't flatter anybody. I don't know why that became a trend. Maybe it was kind of like a counterculture movement to the loose-fitting trousers of workwear that we're so used to, but I've yet to see somebody look good in a pair of skinny jeans. If you don't want to look tall and skinny, you want to accentuate your curves. That brings me to my third point, accentuate curves in a chic way. This would mean avoid cheap spandexy bodycon dresses like the plague. In a couple years, you'll look back at this time and you'll see a lot of people, a lot of women dressing like the way they do, doing their makeup like the way they do, and you'll all collectively cringe at why we bought into the idea of Fashion Nova on such a grand scale. Look into silhouettes that use material that's a little bit thicker. Look into silhouettes that are really tailored towards certain parts of the body. So instead of wearing cheap spandexy material that kind of takes the shape of your body, use a little bit finer material and then just sew it in to fit your body the way you want it to fit. You can use belts. If you are a little bit curvier, here are 2 very beautiful billowy but also cinched in at the waist dresses. And if you don't want to dress like a librarian, and if you want to dress a little bit more young and fun, look at silhouettes that are maybe a little bit more looser at the top, tighter towards the waist, and then looser again towards the base or the hips. That will give you that really beautiful hourglass effect. And then we have invest in tailored pieces. A lot of people think in order to dress really well, you have to buy designer items, but just invest in a sewing machine and sew the clothes to fit your natural body. And then accessorize. Look into alternative methods of accessorizing. Play around with jewelry, purses, gloves, shoes. Jewelry is a very big thing that can transform any simple outfit into something amazing. Let's play a game right here. I'm going to show you 2 shoes. Tell me which one is the better option. Here you go. Tell me which of these are the better option. There you go. Tell me which of these are the better option. There you go. So when you are looking at the shoes, or when you are looking at accessories or clothing items, you might need to refine your eye a little bit more, and then you'll understand that. And then just because it's designer does not mean it looks good. That's self-explanatory. I have nothing else to say about that. If you own any of these items, I probably don't look at you and think that you have a good sense of style, so I apologize. And then we have experiment with silhouettes, experiment with how a piece of clothing might lay on your body, experiment with frills and ruffles, and then we have experiment with textures, fabrics, and patterns. Yeah, so mix and match patterns, mix and match materials, mix and match ideas, just truly experiment. Don't monitor fast fashion, because what fast fashion does is essentially copy independent designers. They mass produce it and make it available on a bigger market. Look into independent artists that are creating the trends. So I have a couple people here that I want to talk about. There's a really cool Instagram page that I found. Her name is Paula. I think she goes to CSM. Her Instagram is @CourageHales. I think she's very inspired by like Renaissance culture, and she has these like really over-the-top silhouettes, over-the-top cuts. So definitely go check her out. And then we have Kepler London. And then we have Isosceles Lingerie. On Bryce Noon. And then we have Noon TS. Noon makes these really beautiful hand-painted mesh tops, very reminiscent of like Jean-Paul Gaultier, like 90s tattoo top, or Mason Margiela has Polynesian tattoos on like a sheer mesh top or something. And then we have Hope Macaulay. Hope makes these really beautiful large knit items of clothing. Go thrifty, you know, look at eBay, look at Depop, look at Etsy, look at The Real, one of my favorite online retail stores for secondhand clothing. You have the Salvation Army, Goodwill, Buffalo Exchange, you know, you have flea markets. And if you are like me and you live in Taka, then I have some options for you too. And then we have Taka Vintage is this really interesting brand. They curate thrifted items. And then we have yours truly. I curate a lot of interesting pieces, so definitely check out. If you're already on the IGTV, hi. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then go to Instagram and check out my brand. And last but not least, DIY your clothes. You know, cut shit up, add ruffles, add layers, add scrunches, tie-dye, really question what it is to dress and really question the silhouettes that you're putting on your body. And my last tip is don't care about what other people say. Express yourself and have fun, because when you do that, you will realize you are attracting like-minded individuals into your life, and they will make your life so much more fruitful and elevate your mental state. I'll end it at that. I hope you liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. That is all from me.